John Candy's legacy is experiencing a remarkable resurgence, and it's about time. But here's where it gets emotional. More than 3 decades after his untimely death at just 43 from a heart attack, the beloved Canadian comic actor's impact on comedy and film remains as vibrant as ever. Last year marked the 40th anniversary of Splash, the film that catapulted him into the spotlight. And next month, Paul Myers, brother of Mike, releases a biography titled John Candy, A Life in Comedy. Adding to this wave of celebration, the Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF, kicked off its 50th anniversary with the premiere of John Candy, I Like Me, a heartfelt documentary co-produced by Ryan Reynolds and directed by Colin Hanks. Streaming on Amazon Prime Video starting October 10th, this film is as warm and generous in spirit as Candy himself. Hanks' documentary is a masterclass in balancing laughter and tears, weaving together testimonials from those who knew Candy best, family, friends, and colleagues like Dan Aykroyd, Catherine O'Hara, Martin Short, Steve Martin, Andrea Martin, Bill Murray, Macaulay Culkin, and even Hank's father, Tom, who played Candy's brother in Splash. And this is the part most people miss. Beneath Candy's affable everyman persona lay a chronic anxiety that intensified in his final years. The film doesn't shy away from this complexity, offering a nuanced portrait of a man who brought joy to millions while grappling with his own insecurities. Born and raised in Toronto, John Franklin Candy was a shy, introverted child who lost his father to heart disease at just 5 years old. He found his voice through improv and sketch comedy, but it was his character work on SCTV, including unforgettable impressions of Pavarotti, Julia Child, and Orson Welles, that caught the attention of Hollywood heavyweights. Steven Spielberg cast him in 1941, and Mel Brooks, impressed by Candy's performance in Summer Rental, gave him the iconic role of Barf in Spaceballs. Brooks recalls he stuck acting in his back pocket and behaved like a human being, a testament to Candy's humility and professionalism. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite his success, Candy struggled with a persistent melancholy, exacerbated by the death of his friend John Belushi in 1982. SCTV colleague Dave Thomas recalls a despondent Candy saying, "Oh God, it's starting," a chilling foreshadowing of his own tragic end. Ironically, Candy turned to food and drink as coping mechanisms, even as he was acutely aware of his family's history of heart disease. His wife Rose reveals that while he often worked out and dieted, the industry pressured him to maintain his larger-than-life physique, a pressure that took a toll on his health. By the early 90s, Candy's film choices became less successful, with one interviewer bluntly stating, "You've been in more turkeys than a stuffing mix." Seeking new horizons, he co-owned the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League, alongside Wayne Gretzky and Bruce McNall. Yet, panic attacks increasingly plagued him, and on March 4, 1994, he passed away in his sleep while filming Wagons East in Durango, Mexico. Hanks, known for his music-themed documentaries like All Things Must Pass, The Rise and Fall of Tower Records, gives Candy's loved ones ample space to share their stories. The film is enriched with memorable movie and TV clips, archival footage, and home videos, culminating in a stirring Cynthia Erivo cover of Every Time You Go Away by Daryl Hall John Oates. But here's the question that lingers. In an industry that often exploits vulnerability for laughs, how do we honor the humanity behind the humor? Candy's story invites us to reflect on the pressures of fame and the cost of being a people-pleaser. What's your take? Do you think the industry has changed since Candy's time? Or are comedians still expected to sacrifice their well-being for our entertainment? Share your thoughts in the comments. This is a conversation worth having.